So obviously you guys didn't have Freddie to sort of use as a source to ask questions, but imagine you could sit in a theater with him, next to him, watch Bohemian Rhapsody, and when it's over, lean over and go, what did you think of this part? What is the thing about the movie you'd want to ask him about?
Ooh.
Oh, boy. Sounds like a Rami question.
Well, one, I would just hope that he enjoyed the film. That's a really great question. What would I would honestly just hope that he felt that we honored his story and interpreted it in a way that he felt was honest and happy with.
I'd want him to make like a cheeky joke. That's what I would. I'd want him to make a cheeky joke or like some kind of crazy outlandish joke or something like that.
And then just walk away.
Yeah, exactly.
And like sashay away, and then that's it.
Get.
That's it.
That was awful. Really good. Yeah.
So, I was trying to think back to how I was introduced to Queen. And I remember my dad, sort of kind of, showing me the CDs and showing me the albums and stuff. But I really think that my first introduction was, don't make fun of me, Wayne's World. That was my introduction to understanding what Queen was. Do you remember how each of you were sort of introduced to who Queen was and what their music meant?
I'd say Wayne's World. I think for a lot of our generation, that was our way in, really.
Yeah.
And then kind of I copied the headbanging in the car with my friends and my family, and that was my...
Everyone's done it everyone's done the head. It comes on, and it's
difficult not to, really.
Right.
Yeah. We did it in the film, actually. We were recording the music video for Bohemian Rhapsody with all of our heads and in silhouette, and they kind of kept the playback going to the rock out section, and it ended up
let's rock out.
Yeah.
The four of us were headbanging.
Would it be obnoxious if I asked you to if we could do the?
We don't have the hair for it.
Yeah.
Not with that attitude.
Hair's gone. We need the wigs. I need the carrot wig.
Fair enough. So I feel like Freddie was able to sort of tell people who he was, not by sort of saying this is who I am as a person, this is who I am on the inside, but through the music. And I was wondering if there was one song in particular that most told you guys who Freddie was as a person.
Somebody to Love.
Somebody to Love, yeah.
Why that one?
I think that just comes straight from the heart for him. If you look at a lot of Freddie's songs, most of them are about love. And that one, I think, being the one people probably are most aware of concerning love and relationships. And it's just right there. It's right there in the title. Find me somebody to love.
The loneliness, the vulnerability of it, sort of.
You can kind of hear it in his voice as well. I think that's him at his vocal best in that song. So soulful and
That's something he was searching for his entire life. Found it, seemed to hold on to it with Mary Austin through a friendship, but truly wanted that relationship that he could only find towards the last 10 years of his life.
To gear up for this interview, I actually just finished reading a book called Somebody to Love, which was about Freddie and his childhood, and then ended up, with Queen. And it talked about how it's Freddie Mercury could not happen today. He could not exist. So I'm curious, with the invention of the internet and paparazzi and TMZ, could there be a Freddie Mercury today?
He was really interestingly private, though, because you get these incredibly intimate lyrics that you think that you get a really great insight into the person. And yet, especially doing the research for this film, talking to people like Brian May, you realize he did keep so much at such a distance as well. I think he was able to very much... No, but in a way that he kind of measured himself and how much he would give away. He managed to stay, while everyone feels like they know him because they can relate to his lyrics so intimately, he still kept himself very private, and I think that's a magnificent thing to achieve, kind of with these very kind of relatable anthems. So I think in that sense, if he managed to do that when he was in such a spotlight,
I'd love
follow
to
in his footsteps.
Hear his thoughts on some things that are going on today. I'd love to just
his
pick his brain.
one-liners.
Yes, exactly. Going back to the
quips.
cheeky one-liners.
Totally.
Absolutely.
The world needs his irreverence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
So much
Mercury
more than
Moxie.
people know.